Hey guys, Harrison back at it once again with a brand new video for you, and welcome to episode something or another. Again, I can't keep tracking the numbers these days. It's a running joke of mine now. On my Moto GP 13 Let's Play. In case you missed it last time, we went back home to Silverstone, and because of Scott Reddin's gaffe and his home track, it turns out that I now lead the Drivers' Championship, or Riders' Championship I should say, with 192 points, Reddin 6 points back with 186, Kallio with 170, and Dominique Agata with 163. Next up on the calendar, we're going to Misano. Man, just like that, all of a sudden we only have 5 races to go again. It's quite bizarre. These seasons do go by quite quickly. Well, I think so anyway. Here to the Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli. Named after the great rider himself. Right then. Again, I haven't played this in a little while, so I'm a little bit rusty. They won't expect me to win the race. I heard the Pons team was actually thinking about making me an offer now because I've beaten Rabat so many times. So I'm going to change that around quickly. Broaden my horizons. I'm going to change that to Mark VDSE, and I'm going to try and beat Mika Kallio now instead. Also, considering I'm starting from the back, this is going to be quite difficult because Misano is quite a short track in terms of race duration, but I do get more laps to play with, so it might work out in my favour. That's one of those things about this game, that races with less laps tend to be ones that are more difficult, despite the fact that the tracks tend to be a bit shorter. Again, I know what you're wondering as well. What happened to the Harry Awards, and why is the video gone for it, and the video and the streamer had gone for it? Simply put, the awards ceremony got hacked, and basically a lot of people were spam voting. Like, I got like 17 votes in a space of 30 seconds, so people were clearly hacking the ballot box. And I specifically said in the video, please only vote once per person. But all the closet McLaren, all the closet Mercedes fans out there were trying to rig it so that Rosberg would be driver of the year, and Hamilton would win driver of the year. And basically, there was a lot of Mercedes fans out there that were trying to rig the box. And yeah, it's cancelled now. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's these kind of things that makes me not want to do this anymore. It really doesn't. Because it means I can't trust the community. I specifically said 1 vote per person and don't ruin it for everybody else. And what do you guys do? You ruin it for everybody else. And I mean the vast minority. I'm sure it's only 2 or 3 people that are doing this. And I'm sorry to the 90% of you that did vote fairly and did it for fun, and did it, you know, or did it the right way to enjoy it for what it was. But it's a shame it had to come to that, and you know what, even if I found ways around the whole duplicate voting thing, I've kind of lost all motivation to do it now, because it's like, I can't trust you guys. It saddens me because I want to do it, but at the same time it's like, well, whoops, sorry guys, my bad on that corner cut. Whoa, my goodness. Big crash there from Anthony West. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I want to do it, but if I can't trust you guys, then it spoils it for everybody. It spoils it for all the people that voted fairly, and it spoils it for all the people that, you know, want to do it the right way, and, you know, contribute to something great, something the community can be proud of. Instead, we've got to have 2 or 3 people that ruin it for everybody else. I might find a way around it soon. I'm not 100% sure it's the end, but don't bother clicking on the form. It's suspended. I've stopped voting it now. I've no longer taking responses on it anymore. Whoa. So don't bother. What, a bit wide there. 7 laps, huh? This could be a long one. This is a really great bike track, though. Misano is a really nice track. It's one of my favourites on the calendar. It really is, because it just feels like a bike track. It really does. But the main topic of this commentary I wanted to, in this video, was talk about Valentino Rossi. And it's one of those things where I wasn't paying too much attention to it until, since I read Autosport a fair bit, Toby Moody, the Eurosport commentator for MotoGP, has a monthly column on Autosport, and I always make a habit of trying to find it and read it, even though I'm not the biggest Autosport reader out there. But he made a really great post about Valentino Rossi, one that was passionate, it was heartfelt, but it was very serious, and he was pondering whether it was the end for Valentino Rossi. Now, I highly recommend, I'll put a link in the description to this post so you guys can all read it. It's a really, really great article, really great writing from Toby Moody. It's got stuff I wish I could write about. It's really great stuff, and I highly recommend you have a look and read it, because it's one that triggered a lot of emotion for me when I was reading it. Because people don't know, I've been watching MotoGP since about 2000. Since the days of like Kenny Roberts and Carlos Checo was in his prime, and you know, Valentino Rossi was just an upstart, and I never thought he would be the guy that would end up completely changing the sport forever in terms of just sheer dominance, and you know, being able to win with multiple teams, multiple bikes, you know, be one of the most naturally gifted riders this sport has ever seen. You know, one of the best riders that this sport has ever seen. And you know, I watched his whole career, and his whole career to date, and it's an amazing post, and it brought back so many memories, like his dominance in around Mugello. He was winning with the Galosi's Yamaha team. You know, going to, you know, the Camel days of Colin Edwards there, and battling with guys like Sete Gibernau back in the day as well, which was, you know, great. Which I was a massive Gibernau fan growing up. He was the first rider I really supported, and it's a shame he never won the world title. He probably would have won one if it wasn't for Valentino Rossi just dominating the sport at the time. So you know, it was quite the read, and I remember reading all about that growing up, and you know, to me he was posing a serious question that you know, is it the end? And I honestly think it kind of is. It's kind of bittersweet, because you know, I think when Rossi went back to Yamaha this year, I think we were all thinking or hoping that he could find his former greatness again. And Rossi was quite disappointing this year. He wasn't the same guy. I don't know if the bike was just better suited to Jorge Lorenzo, because it was Lorenzo's team now rather than Rossi's team. You know, the apprentice had overtaken the master, or something along those lines. But there's something about that situation wasn't ideal, and it wasn't the same. It's a real shame, because it's a real shame because it just didn't look right. Got a Spagro just taking the track record like that. And Kallio is second. Where's Redding? He's fourth. But yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, it's tough to bear that in mind, because you know, no one wants to see their legends or you know, a sport be worse, because Valentino Rossi is such an incredible part of MotoGP in terms of his riding ability, his personality, his charisma. You know, he makes the sport what it is today. And you know, I remember when he broke his leg a few years ago, and you know, he was out for a long while. I think it was 6 months he was on the shelf for. And I realised that it really isn't the same sport without him. It really isn't. It's just not the same. You know, it's like someone ripped the heart out of MotoGP, and you know, it's sad seeing Rossi kind of subdued, and you know, people not worrying about him anymore, and people moving on to the next guy, which you know, seems to be Marc Marquez, and you know, Marc Marquez, Dani Pedrosa, and Jorge Lorenzo, you know, that have been the top three now. Or you know, at least Lorenzo and Pedrosa have been the top two now for pretty much the last 2 or 3 years. Besides maybe Casey Stoner, who himself wasn't that entertaining, as I bang into Corsi. Oh god! Oh. Nice pass that was. Even though it was a little bit illegal, but yeah, like I said, it's like it seems that the sport seems to have passed him by, and you know, no one's got anything good to say about Rossi anymore, and it's sad. But the reason for that is just kind of because he's just been disappointing, and you know, I want to see him do well, I really do, but at the same time, you kind of have to wonder, you know, is this it? And you know, he already announced that massive split from his mechanic, his chief mechanic Jeremy Burgess, who've been together for 14 years. pretty much Rossi's entire career he's been with Burgess, and you know, Rossi likes having a tight-knit crew. I think some of his team that's with him in the Yamaha team now have been around since '99, so that's 15 years. So for Rossi to, you know, end this partnership with someone like Burgess is unbelievable. I never thought I would see that happen where they would split them up, and something I was like, what? When I first read it, I couldn't believe it myself. I was like, well, I had to read it again just to make sure. I was like, what? Why would he do that? To me, it felt like it was Rossi's last roll of the dice, because, you know, you've changed teams twice in the last, what, 3 years? Because the Ducati experiment was a monumental failure. He went to Ducati thinking he could be the one to make it a winning bike again, like Casey Stone did when he was just 21. Here goes Simon. Well, nailing it this time. There goes Nakagami. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just when these things happen, and you know, you lose a guy like Burgess, it seems to me that you're rolling the dice, because it seems like there's not many things you can change if things like that are happening. As I think that's a Redding that's has had a big error there. It is indeed. 2 laps to go. See if we can beat Redding here. Whoa! Bit late on the brakes. I'm going to cut back inside. Not quite on this one. Oh god, I missed that apex completely. Oh shoot, hang on. That was dumb of me, wasn't it? There we go, fixed it. See, I mean, if this doesn't work, what next for Rossi? There's not many things left for him to change. You see what I mean? And you know what? Maybe Rossi should bow out now with dignity, rather than continue to go on and have his legacy, you know, possibly tainted, or, you know, people look at him in a different light. It's like when Michael Jordan came back as a Washington Wizard, or Michael Schumacher coming back in Mercedes, a run that never really worked out. You know, Schumacher was reduced to being a mid-car runner with, you know, and he wasn't relevant anymore. You know, maybe some of the old skills that he had developed over the years had vanished. Or maybe just the car wasn't that great, because the Mercedes car back then wasn't that strong a car either. But, you know, Rossi is getting older. He's the oldest starter on the field now. And, you know, it's quickly becoming a young man's game again. Ooh, bit deep there, but, you know, I hope it's not the end for Valentino. And, you know, so when he does retire, which I think will be next year. Because, whoa! I got to hit me there. See, I keep thinking the rewind button is select. There's Callio. He's my new aim. See if I can get second. Because Espargaro seems to have got this one. But, yeah, like I said, maybe it was the crash where he broke both his legs. Maybe it was the Simoncelli accident which broke him. Because, you know, I think he almost retired because he felt personally responsible for the crash that killed Simoncelli, which it wasn't his fault at all. You know, it was just one of those really unfortunate racing incidents that happens now and again in MotoGP. This is as dangerous a sport as it gets. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised that, you know, it had been such a long time since a guy died on a bike, because these bikes are going at 200 miles an hour at their fastest, 220 miles an hour in some cases. The fact these guys can have these tremendous accidents and be able to walk away is astonishing. And, you know, sometimes these things are inevitable. And, you know, Simoncelli's death was awfully tragic, and Rossi felt like he was somewhat responsible. Maybe that, you know, made him a bit more confined and a bit more restrained, rather than the aggressive, you know, pound-for-pound king he was a few years ago. I don't know what it is. You'd have to ask him, but apparently he'll make his mind up within the first 6 races of next year to see what he does for 2015. But, you know, I hope the Doctor can bow out with some dignity rather, you know, than looking bad or, you know, looking like someone who may have his legacy tainted, which I wouldn't want to see at all. But Espargaro's away, he's going to take the win. I will take second place, that's not bad at all. And again, Redding further back in terms of the championship race, which is good news in total. What I'm not fond of is Espargaro seeming to claw his way back into contention. Let's have a look here. 3.1 seconds he won by in the end. Oh, well, probably would have needed 2 more laps to get him. But we now have a 15-point lead on Scott Redding. But now Paul Espargaro is now up into 4th place, just 28 points behind now, with 184. Agata now down into 5th position. But 2nd place again is a very solid result. I'm not going to complain at all. So like I said, I'm hearing the Pons team might be making offers, which is one I've got to look out for soon. 21,000 fans gained, and yeah, let's do race number 2, where I actually want to talk about my plans for 2014 as well. These celebrations really get boring after a while. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fist pump the air, gotta fist pump it again. But just look a bit weird, really, don't they? So want to win this championship now as well, because I had to come back from this one quite early on. But yeah, Cal Crutchlow giving me support. People ask me who my favourite rider is in MotoGP, and that is definitely Cal Crutchlow. People like to think I'm a bit of a glory hunter, but I'm not really. Like, I've supported Cal Crutchlow since he got into the top class. Crutchlow is funny. He's a great character. Hello. Offers. The Pons team have made me an offer. Paul Espargaro and Tito Rabat. I'll be the 3rd bike on that team. Thomas Lutis at Inter Whitner offered me my old seat back. We have the Calex team there, the Latore Calex team with Xavier Simeon. And look at that. The CRT Moto GP team. With Brian Starring, I can be on the 2nd CRT. So if they want, I can jump up to the top class immediately for the rest of the season. I'm going to go to the Calex team. I like their bikes. Their bikes are gorgeous. It's just one of those things with me. Like, I like their look. I like their bike even more than the Italtrans team. It's just the color scheme is just gorgeous. I just like the white and the sky blue. It's just something nice about it. So let's have a quick change of the old levers here. Appearance. He's a bit lighter, I think. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, with the new team at the Pons Calex team, let's see if we can come in 8-4 higher around Aragon. Often, preferably, I'd like to be a lot higher in terms of the championship race, but, you know, we've got to wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. The quote there, I don't know if I'd ever make it to MotoGP World Champion, but I'm certainly going to keep trying for as long as I can. Oh, Danny. Danny Pedrosa is so likeable, and he's been in the top class now for 9 years, and he still hasn't won the championship. I think he's come in 2nd place 3 times, and I think he's come in 3rd place 3 times, but he's never won the big one, because like I've always said on video, there's always been someone who's that little bit better, whether it be Jorge Lorenzo, Casey Stoner, Valentino Rossi, and now Marc Marquez. Just when you think this might be the year Pedrosa might scale to the top of the ladder, someone beats him. It's awful. But yeah, now I've got to try and beat Espargaro. The 1st and 4th in the championship is now on the same team. That's going to be fun. But let's see how my bike looks with the number 2 plates on it. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. I like that more than Pons' team. So the Pons team now have 4 bikes in the garage. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Here we go, folks. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. and we are away at Aragon. So a lot of people have asked me about what to do for 2014 in terms of you know, videos and whatnot. I'll be honest, I've not really thought about it yet, because the second half of 2013 has been so good for me videos wise, is I've not really thought about what to do next. I'll say this, I'm going to be a lot more dedicated to Formula 1 this year compared to last year, because I know last year, as I accidentally take out Cortese there, my bad. So I do know for sure that last year, I kind of gave up on career mode like after about 8 or 9 episodes or so, and I know a lot of people were sad about that. But you know, the reason why I stopped doing that so much was because I wanted to take time out to, you know, make videos like this in MotoGP and be able just to flex my commentary muscles a little bit, and you know, be able to make myself a better video maker in the process. And I think it's worked out, because I think I've captured a good chunk of the MotoGP audience now by doing it, because I don't think there's very many people out there that dedicate themselves to doing commentary in this kind of quality for MotoGP, and you know, I want to be the guy for that now. You know, #1 guy for, you know, MotoGP content. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, especially if there's going to be a MotoGP 14, which I don't know anything about yet. Wow, this bike is fucking amazing. Just want to get that out there. I'm already up to 6th place on the opening lap. I never thought I'd get up the field this quick. Getting up towards 280, 290 kilometers an hour. That's about 180 mph in old money. I can always slingshot myself coming out of that last corner, which is really nice for passing moves like this one on Julian Simon coming up. And the actor's slow coming out of that corner as well, which is excellent. But yeah, I mean, I definitely am sticking with F1 2014, and the problem is that I do want to focus more on race reviews, and I was thinking more about getting a green screen to help with the presentation. But one, I don't know how green screens work, and two, it's not a good sector to be in because everybody does race reviews, and it's because of the fact it's immediately after a Grand Prix, and you'll catch a good demand of audience that are looking for a replay, like torrent replays of the race or something like that. So it's kind of a problem in that sense. Well, that was an ultra coming out of the corner. Goodbye, Redding. Maybe a Spagaro too. But yeah, the thing is, like I said, I don't want to do that, but it's a sector that's very crowded. And I don't know if even if I make the effort with presentation changes, that people will still stick around and watch. But I do know a lot of people also asked me about about reviewing races last year. And it's like, oh, Dre, where did the race reviews go? And it's like, I'm sorry, I just got too busy. And you know, last year there wasn't a lot of stuff worth talking about, especially in the second half when Vettel was winning every race. And you know, MotoGP content was, I was kind of talking about the races in videos anyway, so it kind of defeated the purpose of me making a specific video for a race. But they got a lot of views, so again, it kind of works both ways in that aspect. So I'm not sure how to play this one, to be honest, as I barge past a Spagaro on the last corner there. But like I said, I do definitely want to keep going. I'm not sure if I want to keep... Ooh, wow, nice pass, Spagaro, nice try. I'm not sure if I want to keep doing Let's Plays, because the grid one's kind of petered out a little bit, but I am definitely going to try my best to finish grid in January. I'm not far from the end, and I think I might start doing 1 hour episodes just to, you know, get it out of the way, you know, because like a lot of Let's Players do. I might just start making like 1 hour long videos or something like that, just to fill the time up a little bit better, so I can, you know, speed it up in terms of progress. I reckon I'm about 9 or 10 episodes away from the end of that series, and I'm pretty determined to get it finished off in January. Also, I'm getting a PS3 very soon. I've never actually had access to a PS... I've actually had access to a PS3, but it was always my brother's, and he didn't commit to it very much. He didn't buy very many games for it, because, you know, he's only 15, so he hasn't got a lot of money floating around to buy games for it. A good friend of the show of mine, Gavin, if you're watching, you're the man. He's giving me his PS3, which is very kind of him. And I'm going to pick up the component cables for it over Christmas. So there is a possibility of me doing Gran Turismo games, maybe Gran Turismo 6 from January onwards. There's a possibility. I haven't confirmed this yet. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm thinking very strongly of doing PS3 content. I might pick up another copy of F1 2013 for the PS3 and possibly do a co-op career. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I've never had the time for it. Because one of my original favourite Formula 1 video makers was a guy called Tom Jakes 767, who did a 4-player co-op season. They did individual races, but they kept track of the scoring themselves, which was great. I really wish more people did that. You know, it's something that I would definitely consider doing under the right circumstances. And I know I think a lot of the better, or a lot of the more known F1 YouTubers play on the PS3. Even though a lot of the ARL guys tend to be on Xbox. Fishy Fan 91, Ryan 83, Noble, X Matty G, Randy McScrandy, etc. And the thing is, I would have asked Ryan 83 to do a co-op with me, but he does a co-op career with Fishy Fan anyway, so I didn't want to get in the way of that. I didn't want to try and steal some of their thunder, because they're two of my favourite YouTubers. Fishy and Ryan are great guys. I met Ryan at Eurogamer. He's a wonderful, wonderful kid. Heart of gold, wouldn't hurt a fly. One of the nicest guys you can ever bump into. And Fishy Fan, he does a brilliant, brilliant job with the ARL. He is outstanding in terms of being a video maker. So you know, I don't want to get in their way at all. But I also kind of feel like when you see these guys around you grow a lot, like, you know, Matty just hit 2,000 today, I think he did, so congratulations, Matty, if you're watching this. You know, Noble's got over 3,000, Arav has got 3,500, he's going to be overtaking me very soon, and there's me knocking on the door of 4,000, I'm thinking, I could be doing better. And I really want to make 2014 my year, so stay tuned. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming, and you know, I definitely want to focus down hard and get at least 2 seasons for my career mode in this time around, because a lot of you guys watch me for that, and I know a lot of you guys watch me for my commentary. Because let's be real here, unless it's MotoGP, you're not watching me for the gameplay. Because I've never claimed to be a great Formula 1 player ever, and I think you guys know that too. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm trying to work out what it would take to me to be a better YouTuber, and I always appreciate your feedback, guys. So if you have any tips that you think could make me a better YouTuber, I'd love to hear them. I love you guys, the fans. You guys are fantastic. You've been brilliant to me. The least I can do is take your word for things and always try and improve, because ultimately everybody wins. You guys get better videos, I get better as a video maker. You know, I gain more subscribers, and everybody's a winner. You know, everybody, it benefits everyone, to quote Alex Gillen. But overall, I'm really happy with how 2013 has gone. I was just over 2,500 subscribers at the start of the year. I'm now at just under 4. And that was with me missing 2 months worth of videos because of my laptop issues and whatnot. And you know, 2013 was a year that could have been so much more for me, but I feel like I was held back due to no fault of my own, especially when our MotoGP went out and I had no working laptop. And I missed out a good chunk of F1 2013 possible content as well, because again I had a laptop taken away from me just when the game came out. So I got my first career mode episode, and then I was like 2 weeks before the next one came out, and that was awful. So you know, I felt like this year was a bit of wasted potential, but I'm looking forward to being able to embrace 2014. And I know also things have been difficult this week recently. I haven't had a lot of time to be making videos. I've kind of had a bit of difficult times, and the Harry Awards kind of demotivated me. But this commentary actually made me feel better about it now. Like just being able to vent a little bit and being able just to speak my mind and get things out there. It's kind of made me want to make videos again. So hopefully maybe an F1 career mode video over the weekend, because my uni year calendar-wise is finished now. So I'm done. I got 2 weeks off over Christmas. Most of my assignments are already handed in, so overall I'm looking really forward. I'm looking forward a lot now towards 2014 and being able to just make a lot of extra videos now, because I've got a lot more free time now until at least the middle of January. So no excuses from me, and you know, you guys deserve the best of me, and I will do my very, very best to be able to deliver that. But yeah, this race has been kind of quiet actually. I mean, I'm surprised. Like, this bike is lovely. I like this even more than the Italtron's bike. It's just smoother. It's not as aggressive steering wise. It's better on the brakes than the Italtron's bike, and it's just really nice. This is probably the best bike in Moto 2. Now I think about it. I've never tried the Mark VDS bike. I might have to ask Alex Ziafro on that one, because I know he had a Moto GP Let's Play series as well. But this bike is wonderful. And I must admit, I hate the Aragon track in real life, but in the video game, I actually love it. It's a really good track. I'm surprised. But yeah, around the final corner for the last time, just drifted out and then put the power down, get the back out a little bit. Over the blind crest of the hill, over the top of the crest, and over the line. That's fantastic. There we go. I really, really enjoyed that. What a wonderful bike. Oh man, that half an hour just flew by. I really didn't think it would go. I won by 9.5 seconds. Unfortunately, Redding came in second, but Spagaro there in third puts him now up to third in the Riders' Championship with 200 points. But I now have a 20-point lead over Scott Redding, and Spagaro now 37 back. Callio down into fourth now. So again, we're starting to turn the screw in the Riders' Championship with only 3 races to go, and I think I might put all 3 in one final vid. It'll be about 45 minutes long, but I don't mind making it that length if it comes down to it. But I have 500,000 fans. That's pretty cool as well. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the new team. The Pons team was probably my favourite in Moto 2. I'm a big fan of Paul Spagaro, and I'm a big fan of what he does. And Axel Pons is a really cool guy. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Sayonara.